Hello, beautiful goddesses. This is Madihabi reporting love from Bali, the island of the gods and the goddesses. And today I wanted to talk about a topic that is quite vulnerable to the heart of many women, which is how to get over the pain of betrayal. And this is something that we have really witnessed to be quite commonplace in our society and culture, unfortunately, because men don't understand themselves and their nature, and women don't understand men. So the more we are able to deepen this understanding and heal through some of these really deep separations, then something beautiful will come out of it, and deeper healing within ourselves and within our relationship will happen. So today I wanted to offer you 3 steps on dealing with the pain of betrayal, which is a social phenomenon we witness in really high numbers in our society, unfortunately, these days, because men don't understand themselves and women do not understand men. And so it's creating this really ugly effect of betrayal on a scale that is quite unimaginable. And what I also want to share today is how to start paying attention for signs, whether this betrayal should lead you to run away or actually heal through this event in your relationship. And they're going to be very, very clear. So stay tuned and watch it till the end. So the incident has happened. Your lover, your boyfriend, your husband, your partner has cheated on you. And this hurts more than probably anything you can imagine in the universe. Because as I mentioned in the video last week, one of the deepest needs a woman has is to feel safe in a relationship. And so the moment this happens, this is such a deeply traumatizing and deeply shaking event in the relationship. And so many women go through that, especially in the Arab world, because they do not give themselves time to get to know the other person, his habits, his patterns, not just how he deals with you, but how he deals with other people, with other women, with friends, with strangers. And so it starts to really ripple. This is only the effect and not the cause. But I don't want to go too much into that today. Today I want to go into when that happens, it's already happened, let's say, how can you start to either heal through it or really know that this is not the person for me. And the first step, as with anything that happens in life, it's to acknowledge. You cannot pretend like this never happened. You cannot say, you know what, I understand why it happened, and even though emotionally there's so much going on, I'm just going to dismiss my emotions and pretend that everything is okay. Because a lot of couples do that, or they talk about it once, twice, and then they just say, okay, we're over it, when in reality it's always going to be lingering. And this very deep layer and level of acknowledgement is a process that you and your partner starts. For this reason, your partner has to fully own what happened. Yes, that happened. Yes, this is not a lie, and I fully own that. The moment he says that, the moment that kind of responsibility and accountability comes into play, that's a sign that, okay, we can work with this level of betrayal. We can work with healing this relationship. And so acknowledgement is really key on his end of owning what happened, and on your end of healing through the emotional trauma that has happened for you. Now, the second thing that's really important to consider is the level of the betrayal. There's so many levels of betrayal. One level can be somebody who writes messages. They enjoy appreciating women or talking to women or maybe men, who knows. And this is something that has surfaced in front of you. Conversations. Another level can be actually flirting with women or giving more attention or acting on it in some way, maybe starting to text one particular woman or to hang out even with a woman. And that's an even deeper layer. Then there's the third layer, which is the layer of actual betrayal. Your husband, your man, sleeps with another woman and truly dishonors the sacredness of your union. Now that's one I really don't know if any woman can truly get over. I know women who that's happened during pauses in the relationship, and that's a bit different, but it's quite hard for a woman to forgive on that level. I'm not saying that women have not, many women have, but it's easier to forgive at the earlier levels, which is there's a bit of communication or there's a bit of flirtation, something that makes you uncomfortable, rather than full-on betrayal. So those are all levels you can consider if it's actually worth running from or actually investing in energy for healing through. And this brings me to the third point, which is the point of actually, once the person acknowledges it, are they willing to get to the root of why that was happening? To really own the wound or the need or the desire or the kink or whatever it was that was creating that pattern for that person. Because here's the thing, the person can actually feel bad about what they did. There can be guilt, there can be shame, but that's not going to heal, and that's not going to mean that it's not going to happen again. Because what caused it is still going to be there. So in order to heal betrayal, it's really important for both partners to be committed to a process of healing through whatever caused the betrayal. Whatever caused the betrayal must be put into the light and to start to heal it, right? So there is a very famous online couple, I'm not going to mention any names, but it was revealed at some point that he was betraying her, not just once, but many times. Of course, this is a very traumatic experience, and I'm not going to go into details of what happened there. But eventually, the decision he made was to completely get off social media, completely stop his career, because he was also a healer and a coach, and that seems to be a pattern among many men who are coaches and healers, which is dangerous. So for all the women on the channel, really watch out for those energies. Anyway, so he really committed to his healing. So that's a man that has been offline for maybe over a year now, and really committed to finding the root of why he was doing what he was doing. And here's the thing, there's something in man's nature that men have to understand, which is that they have two compartments. One is the compartment for the devotion, for the relationship. The other compartment is the more primal self, the self that lusts for all women, that wants all women. What we don't want to resist as women is that. It exists, it's there. But where we start to draw boundaries is how a man deals with this compartment. Is he acting on it? Is he writing messages? Is he flirting? Is he behaving in his social life and in his day and at work and with your friends in ways that are not appropriate and respectful to his one and only goddess? If that's the case, women, run. Do not stay one day longer in a container, in a relationship in which a man is not honoring you as his one and only goddess. So, of course, this situation varies for every couple, for every person, for every woman, for every man. But what's really important to consider is that healing through a betrayal doesn't just happen overnight. It can't just happen, because it really shakes something very deep inside a person. What you need to add as an ingredient to this process, if you have chosen to heal through the betrayal, is time. And this is really important, because it might start to get frustrating, or your partner might start to feel like, oh my God, are we still on that, or this or that. But here's what I want to tell you as women. You are entitled to whatever time you need to fully get over that trauma. And yes, that trauma is a very deep trauma that is deeply ingrained in our blood, in our lineage as women. It's related to the trauma of betrayal. It's related to the trauma of abandonment. And so the issues that come up and the healing that needs to come up throughout that process is as deep as you are feeling it to be. You are not delusional. And if your partner is gaslighting you or making you feel like you are exaggerating or not fully honoring the time you need to get over this emotionally and mentally, then he is not the right partner, because eventually what needs to happen after a betrayal is rebuilding trust, and that's not easy. Trust is not just given, it is earned. It is earned through time, through energy, through life's tests, so you start to observe more and to see that that pattern has really broken, and that's when your heart will finally feel safe again to open. And eventually, this is one of the deepest desires of a woman, to truly open her heart in safety with a man who can hold the whole of her. But she won't be able to do this as long as she has not healed through the betrayal, as long as she has not healed through the trauma, as long as she has not truly invested herself in rebuilding the trust with her partner. And remember, I shared many signs where those red flags, those red signs are telling you to just abandon ship. Some relationships are not worth investing that energy and your love and your time in. And specifically the flags that I mentioned, if he's not acknowledging it, if he's not giving you the time to heal, or gaslighting you, or making you feel like you're exaggerating, all those are signs to just hit the road, Jack. And I'm telling you, there are men who will truly hold you in your sacredness and honor that you are the most beautiful and magnificent and powerful being he has ever met. And until you meet that man, it's not worth to waste your time with anybody else. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, like the video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below if you think any of those 3 points was particularly useful to you. And I'll see you again next week.